Credit means to purchase something that you're not paying for immediately. Buying on credit, financing, installment, has lots of names. Basically, it just means I'm buying something today and I'm not paying for it till tomorrow. Debtors are the people that owe the money. So if you have a card, like a credit card, or if you have a loan, you are a debtor. If you owe money, you're a debtor. It sounds negative, kind of, when you say debtor, like it sounds like, oh, you're bad, you're a debtor. But it's not. It's just anybody that owes money. If you're paying on time and you're in good standing and everything, you're still a debtor. It's not negative. Creditors are the people or the organizations that give you the credit or give you the loans. Assets are everything that you own. Assets include your house, your car, your bank accounts, cash in your pocket, every personal belonging that you have. If it has value, it is an asset. Even if it's not a lot of value. This pen is an asset. I own it. Nobody would give me much for it, but it's still an asset. Your earning power is your ability to earn money now and in the future. And we were talking just a little while ago about how I said a lot of people, when they turn 18, they get credit card applications or credit cards. It occurred to me that mostly that happens for college freshmen, incoming college freshmen. And the reason is because your earning power is your ability to earn money now and in the future. And if you're in college, the creditors are assuming that you'll finish college, which makes your earning power higher. The average difference between someone that hasn't finished high school and somebody with a diploma is about $10,000 a year. And then the difference between somebody with a high school diploma and a bachelor's degree is about $25,000 to $30,000 a year. So it really increases your earning power. But that's your ability to earn money now or in the future. Your credit rating is your credit report card. It tells how well you're meeting your financial obligations. If you've got a good score, you're paying everything on time, everybody thinks you're fantastic. If you have a bad score, you don't pay everything on time, or you don't pay anything at all, and they don't think you're so great. Credit is a legal contract. You do sign for it, and it obligates you to make on-time payments, which means that if you do not make your payments, there are legal ramifications, not just the lowering of your credit score, but you can be taken to court. Okay, so credit reporting agencies. They're the people that compile the records on anybody that has credit. These records are used by creditors to make credit decisions. There are 3. There is Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. I would say that Equifax is probably the most commonly used one. That's the one I've seen the most as far as from people using credit, but they're all 3. Now, they don't all have the exact identical information. They should, but they don't. So when we get into talking about like checking your credit report and making sure everything's accurate, you want to check all 3. And you want to compare the information and make sure all 3 have accurate information. Okay, so those are the 3 companies, and they're the ones that report to various creditors, and those creditors make decisions based on the score. The score is called a FICO score. It's named after Fair, Isaac & Company. That's the company that originally came up with this scoring system. The range is 300 to 850-ish. It's not an exact. It can go a little higher. It can go a little lower. You don't want it to do that, but it could. And it summarizes the probability that the debtors will repay the debt. If you have a high score, they're saying there's a high probability that you will pay your debts. If you have a low score, they're saying it's a low probability. So high score means you're a good risk. Low score means you're a bad risk. Installment plans are not credit cards, and they're not loans. An installment plan is kind of like layaway. You guys are familiar with layaway? where you put the stuff in the back and then you make payments and then they give it to you at the end. Well, it's like a backwards layaway. They give it to you and then you make payments to the store. So you pay for the merchandise over whatever the time period is that is agreed upon at the time. And they charge you a fee or interest with it. Kinds of stores that offer installment plan. Furniture stores frequently offer installment plans. Appliance stores will frequently offer installment plans. Usually higher priced items. You don't go to like your local dollar store and take out an installment plan. You know, it's usually like the bigger electronics, appliances, furniture, things like that. Yeah, expensive stuff. Yes, because the installment plan. Because yeah, nobody gives you credit if they're not making money off of you. They charge you interest and fees. So the down payment is the part you pay at the beginning. Sometimes they have no money down. You guys have seen that on commercials. So sometimes your down payment is 0. More often than not, your down payment is a percentage of the total, 10 to 20 to 25% of the total that you pay down at the beginning. And then they charge you a fee added to the total cost. Now, the installment or the interest charges are usually calculated before the down payment is taken out because it makes it a little higher. Not always, but it makes it a little higher. So the interest is the fee. Some installment plans have a flat fee, but most of them are a percentage, an interest percentage. For $2,240, that is a nice guitar. Yeah. She can save $90 a month. How long will it take her to save up for the guitar? Well, if she can save $90 a month, we're going to divide this by 90. And we're going to say that that's 24.9, but we're not going to have any partial months, so that's 25 months. So she would have to save up for just over 2 years. Yeah, just over 2 years. 2 years, 1 month to save up to buy this guitar. She's going to have to wait that long. Now, she talks to the guy at the music store, and he says, well, why don't you buy it on installment? You can just give us 15% down and pay us $88.75 for the next 2 years, which is less than the $90 she can afford, right? So let's figure that out. So she's going to take that $22.40 and she's going to pay 15%. So this is going to be $336 down. Okay. And then she's going to pay $88.75 for 2 years. So that's 24 months. So she's going to pay another $21.30 on this guitar. So her total paid, so this is the payments. The total paid is the $21.30 plus the down payment. So she's paying $24.66 total, right? And so to find out the financing, we're going to take that $24.66 and we're going to subtract the $22.40 that the guitar costs. So she's paying $226 in interest. Carpet King is trying to increase sales, and he instituted a new promotion. All purchases can be paid on an installment plan with no interest as long as the total is paid in full within 6 months. Now, this is a very common promotion. Here's why. They are counting on you not to do it. They say no interest if you pay it off in 1 year, and then you charge like $10,000 worth of stuff, like new furniture for your whole house or something. They don't expect you to pay it off within the amount of time. And they make the monthly payments really low. So you're like, oh, it's only $20 a month. Well, okay. So if you buy $2,134 worth of carpet and you only make the minimum payment for 5 months, that 6th month, if you want to pay it and not have to pay any interest, you have to pay the rest of it. So how much would we owe? So we're paying $20 a month for 5 months. So we have paid a whopping $100 towards this carpet. So on the 6th month, We're going to take away the 100 that we've paid.
Are we assuming it's always only monthly? Well, my question is, doesn't give me
Yeah, it's monthly.
Always, okay.
Yeah, we're just assuming monthly. So that sixth month, you would have to pay $2,034 all at once, or you're going to owe interest. They're banking on you not. They're banking that you will do this, and you won't do this. Or changes as new data becomes available. I would say, for the most part, it's kind of a monthly thing because people are reporting every 30 days. So, like, if you're late on a payment and you're like a day late, it might not get reported. But if you're 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days late, it goes down faster than it goes up. So it's easier to bring your credit score down than it is to bring your credit score up. So just be careful. Good is 700 and up. Excellent is anything over 770. Risky is below 600. I'm going to put in here, though, I'm going to say 620 and under, because really it's probably more like 620 that they would consider you to be a bad risk. And then what they call fair, we'll make that sort of orange because it's between. Fair would be between 620 to 700. The way it works, if you're here, you're either not getting any credit at all or you're paying ridiculous interest rates. Once you get into these areas, the yellow and the green, your interest rates go down and you can get most things financed if you want to. If you're over 770, they'll finance the moon if you ask them to. That's
pretty lenient.
Yeah. Fair. This area is questionable. People in this range have generally had some late payments, maybe some things that got written off because they didn't pay them, but then they also have some good stuff. And so if you're in this zone, it's iffy. Some companies will be like, sure, yeah, we'll give you credit, whatever. You've got some good stuff. We'll trust you. And some credit companies are like, well, yeah, we'll give you credit, but you're going to pay 92% interest. No, it's not that high. There's actually an interest cap. And it's different interest caps for different things. Like in the state of Florida, the interest cap for purchasing a car. Oh, I used to know this. I think it's like 26%. Yeah.
Highest you can go.
The highest they can charge you, yeah. I could look that up, but I think it's like 26. But most states have interest caps, so somebody can't be like, yeah, I will finance a car for you. That'll be 90% interest. Pay it. No.
So you said if you're like a day, 3 days late.
I can buy two cars.
Yeah, here's a very realistic scenario. Two people with two different credit scores. We were in the good range and we're in the risky range. Poor. You apply for identical loans from a bank. Let's say you both get approved. Mike will be approved at 5.2% interest and Tyler will be approved 3% points higher because he has lower credit, and lower credit increases your interest rate.
The way they word that.
Yeah.
It is inferior rating.
Inferior rating. Yes, he has an inferior. This is inferior. Okay, so if Mike is getting charged 5.2% and Tyler is going to be 3 points higher, he's going to be 8.2%. Now, that doesn't sound like a whole lot, does it?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Let's do this. We're going to use our simple interest, okay? And we're going to take our interest formula. Do you guys remember this? It was just last week. Okay, so we're going to do Mike, and he's going to do $3,000 at 0.052 for 3 years. And we're going to do Tyler, and he's going to do $3,000 at 0.082 for 3 years. Mike's interest is $468 over that 3 years. Tyler's is $738.
I like how the
So it's almost 300. Yeah, The worse your credit is, so the less
more-
able you are able to pay,
The more they want.
the more you will have to pay. So
Common sense of America.
low credit equals pay more.